All right, so like I said, the Panthers are back in action tonight. They begin a 5-game homestand with Carolina. No Matthew Tkachuk, all right? He is suspended for one more game because he jabbed his the tip of the blade of his stick right in the goalie mask of Jonathan Quick. Very sneaky move there by Matthew Tkachuk. If he plays against you, you think he's dirty. You don't like anything he does. He's an agitator. The Panthers, they needed exactly this type of player. He's against you, you hate him. He's with you, you love him. And I love him. This is exactly the type of guy that you needed. All right, so the Panthers, they're back in action tonight. And by the way, it looks like Aaron Ekblad, I think, is eligible to return tonight. He skated with the team yesterday, but it looks like he's going to return on Saturday. So Ekblad is on the verge of returning. Your hope that, not even that you're hoping that it's going to help the defense, you're hoping it's going to help the power play. He's the point guy on that first power play unit. You're hoping it's going to help this putrid power play that the Panthers have. Did you see? So we're just a few days away. Dolphins and Browns. I told you, I'm not quite sure yet if I'm trying to go, but Dolphins and Browns this weekend. Look, we're in a place now where, and so many Dolphin fans have never experienced this. Like if you're a young Dolphins fan, the entire week I'm looking forward to the Dolphins game. That's how I felt when I was a kid. When I was young, you got Marino, felt like we were going to win every single week. How many points are we going to score this week? I don't know. I can't tell the future, but I know it's going to be a lot. And that's how it feels right now with the Dolphins. So, Tua, obviously in the MVP, well, I don't know if I should say obviously, but it feels like Tua should be in the MVP conversation. Here's like if I were to think of, okay, so Mahomes, Chiefs are sitting right there. I think they're second overall. You look at Mahomes' numbers, they're fantastic. Jalen Hurts, it's a quarterback award. We know this. Jalen Hurts, come on, phenomenal. The Eagles are 8-0. He's been fantastic. Mahomes, Hurts, Allen, he's out of the conversation now. Back-to-back poor games. You can't just have straight-up poor games and still be in the MVP conversation. At least not right now. You got Mahomes, you got Hurts. Look, you want to give a little bit of attention. He's not going to win it, but you want to give a little bit of attention to a guy like Geno Smith. He deserves to be in the conversation. And then it's Tua. Those are your four guys. If someone stopped me on the street and said, "Hey, ZASLOW, who are your top four MVP candidates right now, midway point of the NFL season?" I got locked and loaded. I'm ready to go. It's Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa. That's right. I saw on television yesterday, I saw this going around Twitter. This Keyshawn Johnson. You believe this? This Keyshawn Johnson going up getting on television, talking all kinds of positive stuff about how great Tua is, as if he hasn't been on television for over a year, talking about how he sucks. Going on television as if he likes Tua, as if this is something that he's known, and no mention of, hey, Tua's fantastic right now. He's an MVP candidate. But I got to be perfectly honest with you guys. I mean, I know I'm Keyshawn. I think I know everything. I've been saying this guy sucks. So I got to come out. I got to let you know. No mention of anything like that. Coming out there as if he knows what he's talking about the Dolphins and Tua. He doesn't know anything. I don't care what positive things that Keyshawn Johnson gets out there on television and talks about Tua or the Dolphins. He's still king of Cuck Mountain. You know, the artist knows what I'm talking about. King of Cuck Mountain. That's right. So, Keyshawn up there talking highly about the Dolphins is the latest national opinionist who is now on the Dolphin side. All right. Yeah, I like when you can jump on the bandwagon. Just be honest here. Say, hey, I'm on the Dolphins bandwagon here, even though I thought he sucked, but the reality is I didn't know what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. So, yesterday morning, Kyrie Irving and Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, who I think is, Adam Silver's Teflon. No, could do no wrong. Adam Silver's done a poor job in this situation. Waited way too long to intervene. And here's also the thing where it's like, a week ago, I'm going to be meeting with Kyrie Irving next week. Meeting with Kyrie Irving next week. Your league is having a freaking crisis over what's going on. How about somebody get on a plane and meet with him right now? So it took over a week. They met yesterday. And apparently, it, came out of the meeting where there's a pathway Now, the meeting was positive, there was an understanding, and there was a pathway to him getting back on the court with the Brooklyn Nets. We all know that he needs to complete a certain number of things. He needs to apologize and condemn the movie. I guess he apologized. I don't think he condemned the movie, but he apologized. After a week, and after it's a bullshit apology. He had so many opportunities, and then you apologize after you're punished. You know what it's like? It's like my kids. My kids are misbehaving, especially, if we're talking about the younger one, the 11-year-old. He'll be misbehaving. I'll tell him to stop doing something, and he keeps doing it, and then I give the consequence. And there's, okay, I'll stop. It's like, no, you're still going to have the consequence, because I already asked you to stop. You didn't. Now you have the consequence. You don't then get to stop. That's Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is like my 11-year-old, only as if he acts like he's a 5-year-old. All right? He was asked 100 times to apologize. He doubled down with the anti-Semitic bullshit. And then finally, he gets the punishment. Oh, I'm sorry. Very sorry. Very sorry. No, it's bullshit. So he had to apologize. Okay. He has to donate $500,000 to anti-hate causes, go through sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with ADL and Jewish leaders, and meet with the owner, Joe Tsai, to demonstrate understanding. I don't know that he's completing all those. And there is now, I don't know if you've noticed, but there is now almost like, I told you yesterday when we talked a little bit about this. I hope he's out of the league, all right? But fair is fair. And I gotta be honest. You want to make him go through training, sensitivity issues, all that kind of stuff. It's all good and well. But forcing someone to pay $500,000, forcing someone to pay any amount of money, it'd be $5. Forcing someone to pay any amount of money to any cause, I don't know if you can force someone to do that. I don't know how cool that is. So I can look at that list. I could be unbiased about this. I don't know, the $500,000 part, I don't know if that's cool. Either he does it or he doesn't. But forcing him to donate a certain amount of money, like what if he only wants to donate $100,000? No, $500,000. I don't know about that. That doesn't sit so right with me. So, and I think a lot of people are saying that too. But then there's also a whole nother part of this where it's almost as if he's like becoming a sympathetic figure, a martyr, which is exactly what I said when the suspension came out. And I made it clear, this guy's not a martyr, all right? He's not a sympathetic figure. This guy had a million opportunities to dial it back, and instead he kept doubling down on the anti-Semitic bullshit, all of that garbage. This is not a sympathetic guy. I'm sorry. He's a major phony. He says he's not going to stand down. He always stands down. There's always something. It's vaccine. It's taking time off to go to a party. It's trying to get people not to play in the bubble. It's this anti-Semitic movie. There's always something with this guy. He is not even close to worth the trouble. And he is not a sympathetic figure. And part of what's happened here is because when he keeps getting in front of the television cameras, when he keeps getting in front of a microphone, because he's dumb. He's dumb. He's a faux intellect. He's the dumbest guy in the room. So every time he gets in front of a microphone or a camera, he digs himself deeper and deeper and deeper hole. Now he's starting to garner some sympathy over what the NBA, really what the Nets, not the NBA, but what the Nets are making him do to return to action. He's garnering some sympathy now. He's not saying anything anymore. Can't hurt himself anymore by talking. When he talks, he hurts himself because he's dumb. So now, because no one has seen or heard from him in a week, now he's starting to garner some sympathy. He should get no sympathy. He is not a sympathetic figure. He is not a martyr. And so then yesterday, I'm wondering what the fallout's going to be of this. So yesterday, Jay Williams, ESPN, former NBA player, former Dookie. You got the whole Duke thing going on there between Kyrie and Jay Williams. So give Jay Williams a listen here, all right? Jay Williams took to his Instagram yesterday, and he had a thing or two to say about a thing or two.
So when I hear what Kyrie Irving has to go through in order to be reinstated, I'm appalled. I'm appalled. And let me give you examples of how I feel like we don't have the same energy and hold other people who have dealt with racial tropes accountable. So when Sarah Silverman does blackface, or when Don Imus says nappy-headed hose, or when Howard Stern calls somebody the N-word in the skit, or when Brett Favre takes money from the state of Mississippi, we don't ask them to get sensitivity training. We don't ask them to donate $500,000. We don't ask them to meet with the Black National Caucus. They apologize, and then, you know what? The rest of the world moves on.
All right, so there you go. So again, that was Jay Williams from ESPN yesterday. The first thing I got to tell you is, some of these guys go to Duke. They clearly don't go to very many classes. Let's be honest. I know Kyrie Irving was there for less than a year. Jay Williams was there for less than a year. They clearly don't go to very many classes. Duke's smart school. Smart kids go to school there. Some of them don't go to very many classes. I don't understand where Jay Williams is coming from. The examples he's getting, first of all, Sarah Silverman, the blackface stuff, and Howard Stern. Like, I would lump Sarah Silverman and Howard Stern there together. That type of humor that they were doing, that was a long time ago. And things change. There are certain things that you were able to do, able to get away with back then. Blackface, which, come on, it's so stupid. You can't do that anymore. Calling people who have mental handicaps or someone who has Down syndrome, you can't call them the R word anymore. We used to do that all the time. You can't say that anymore. We don't do that anymore. When you call gay people the homophobic slur, the F word, we used to do that all. Can't do that anymore. How about when there was something you didn't like? When I was growing up, there was something you didn't like. It's like, oh man, that's gay. You don't do that anymore. You can't talk like that anymore. Times change. Times change. And you either adapt with the change or you don't. And comedians especially, those two comedians in particular, you're adapting. I haven't heard or seen either one of those people do anything like that in a very long time because you got to adapt. It's not cool anymore. Also, those two, Howard Stern is on a subscription service. Don't pay for it. Don't listen. Don't watch. Sarah Silverman, she's a comedian. Don't go to the shows. You can cancel them by not going. You don't have to go. Brett Favre, it's not even a sports thing. Brett Favre's dealing with a legal issue. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Don Imus, he lost his show for saying nappy-headed hose. He lost his show. I don't know what Jay Williams is doing there. How about this for Jay Williams? Hey, Jay, the examples to use are in sports. Sports are different. Sports are a completely different animal. It's a different world, sports. How about using some sports examples? Kyrie Irving is not being banished from the league. And by the way, all of this, all he had to do was apologize the next day. And we're not even close to being in this situation. Hey, Jay Williams, how about Myers Leonard? Myers Leonard used an anti-Semitic word. He called someone in a very derogatory fashion, called someone a kike, where I very strongly believe he had no idea what the word meant. But you know what also happened? The next day, he apologized profusely while also saying he had no idea what the word meant, and it's not an excuse. Not an excuse. My ignorance is not an excuse. He apologized the very next day. Hey, anybody see Myers Leonard? Anybody see Myers Leonard? Out of the league. Hey, Jay Williams, he's out of the league. Robert Sarver is being forced to sell a team. Donald Sterling, forced to sell the team. Nobody's forcing Kyrie Irving out of the NBA. What are you talking about? That kind of stuff frustrates me, man. Jay Williams comes off really stupid. I'm sorry, there's no other way to put it.